What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Scores! He did it again!
I just killed him. Before the game, I just killed John Madden because of a stink bomb.
Split special teamers, and now Brown is off to the races. Hurdles, kicks him in.
Giants are coming off a worse week than Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, that was the most exciting thing to happen tonight.
Game's over. Game is finally fucking be over.
Ed, you got to turn your mic on. I think. His hand on the button.
And now, our feature.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Why, hello there.
Hi, Travis. Hi, Nate. Hello, viewers of this wonderful Tats YouTube channel.
It's weird because I forget that we are on something. So you're waving at me and it's like, yeah, hi. Yeah. Something new.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hi to you too, Smitty.
Hey, everybody. Hi, Muppet.
Oh, I forgot. Muppet was yes, and hi, Muppet. And I wave every time we do any kind of podcast.
Yes, you do. Whether you can see, whether people see us or not.
Yeah, I've been waving for 5 years now. I'm not gonna stop.
It's this automatic reaction, and when you say, "Hey," he's like, "Yes, hi."
It's very hard for me not to go into the opening myself because I opened for so long that it's just like I have to hold back the "Hey, everybody!" like over animated and sell it type of thing. Though on talking stuff, I've been very toned down in the beginning of the show.
Well, that's because you've been trying new strains.
No, I've been trying to try different techniques, see what works, what doesn't work.
Women tend to like that. Oh, you're talking about the podcast. My mistake. Yeah, you have because there was a time I think at the beginning of this season, maybe 3 in a row, maybe the end of last season, and I listened to it, and the loudest thing I heard that week was listening to the podcast and he going, "Hey!" God.
That's because that's what Nate does best.
Yell?
Yes.
Or just sell excitement and joy.
Sell excitement and joy. You do that best. You're a great hype man.
Yes. He would be the ultimate hype man, kind of like why can't I think of his name now?
Flava Flav?
Yes. That is exactly what that.
I just had to think of 2000s reality game shows to figure it out for you.
Wow, if you're putting Nate in the same category as Flavor Flav and Hype Man, then that's pretty impressive.
When Nate's animated, he can be that guy.
I feel pretty insulted, actually. I think there's better hype men out there than Flavor Flav.
Ed McMahon, he's probably the king of hype men.
No. Who was the fat guy that was always with
Nobody's better than Louis Anderson.
Yes. Chris Farley, he was the best hype man in the world.
Oh, he's pretty excellent.
Down by the river! Inspirational coach that he was.
Yes, he was. All right, Smitty, do you want to talk? Because Jeremy and Chris decided to go on vacation. So we have any of our names, we're going to be guessing at all of them this week.
Well, go ahead.
I was saying, I feel like the parents are away. Because let's face it, out of the 3 of us, Travis is slightly the most stern out of the 3 of us, and he's actually happy and doesn't feel has to step up because his brother is here. So he actually might get an A game from him.
Oh no, I'm a solid C student. What are you talking about?
Well, you're trickling down to a D, so you're gonna need to go ahead and start sucking back up to get your C.
I'll do my extra credit at the end.
There's no extra credit.
All right, Smitty, let's talk some college real quick.
Okay, college football, the CFP championship game. The Georgia Bulldogs beat the Alabama Crimson Tide 33-18.
Wow.
To win the national championship game. This is the first time the Bulldogs have won a championship since 1980. It's been 41 years. Jeez. And yes, I did watch that game.
Were you coaching that game, or were you watching with your first set of grandkids?
Yes, saw that. So congratulations to the Bulldogs. They are very insufferable fans out there in Bulldog Land. They're very delusional about how great their team is. For once, they were right. They
Kind of like the Cowboys.
I was saying, Alabama.
Now, Alabama is pretty right on about how good their team has been.
Yeah, they
Georgia,
usually...
Shut up.
Every year when I was in Georgia, and I've been in Georgia, let's see. I was in Stewart. I was in Gordon. I was at where you were. Where's that place at? Fort
Benning.
Benning. So,
why
and
do I know
recruited in
this?
Georgia too. So I was in Georgia about 10 years of my 22-year career. And every year with the fans, it was, we just need this one thing and we're going to be the best and the best. And they never were. They just never were.
And they finally got it.
Yes, they did. And congratulations. And they were a very good team this year. Okay. A lot of news and coaching changes, class rankings, and restocking of the college teams. But Chris really needs to be here to get into this because I know a little, but I am officially out of my depth right now when it comes to talking about college football. When it comes to the off season and the number one recruits in the nation from the high schools, no clue. I just know there are going to be some changes, but I think he discussed most of those last week or the week before about the new coaches in different places.
Yeah. Then we have a couple of months before really we start talking draft anyways.
That's true. And this is for Chris. Harbaugh still sucks.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's it. Crap.
Like I said, it was gonna be a quick. It was gonna be a quick college. You see, this is why you need to look at things.
Well, I mean, there's really nothing else happening in college because college is over, and
I wouldn't be able to help anything with college anyway because I don't know any of that stuff.
No, but that way you can get a gauge of how long we're gonna be talking about college.
And we talk about the high schoolers that are going to be the number one recruits for the different schools and what they're going to. And I believe it's a quarterback who has already said that he wants to go to Ohio State, but I can't tell you that person's name. And that's pretty much all I know.
Chris will know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I said, I am officially out of my depth. I can usually have a conversation with Chris about football, college-wise.
Yeah.
But I am now officially out of my depth.
You officially have no knowledge.
It takes a pretty big man to acknowledge the fact that he's not good at something. You guys ready for some trivia?
Sure.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Love trivia.
This week it's only Smitty, Gale, and me.
Yeah. Well, I didn't write the questions, and you just have to give me your best answer.
All right.
So there's no multiple choice. Just throw it out a guess, all right?
Best guessing. Okay.
It's going to go Travis, Gale, Smitty, by the way. What is the highest scoring game in NFL history?
Total score per team.
I'm thinking it's the highest winning point scored by the winning team.
So
like they had the most points.
Okay.
Like that one team had that number of points.
I want to say it was 62.
Do y'all get a guess?
No. I was just gonna go down the line.
Okay. Well, that answer's wrong. It's 72 by Redskins.
Yep, in 66.
So I didn't get a point.
Gale.
Sure.
How many Super Bowls does the Green Bay Packers have? How many Super Bowls have the Green Bay Packers won?
Don't hate me.
Because I'm beautiful.
30?
4.
They won 2 initially, and then they won one with what's his name, and one with what's his name.
Yeah.
Yes. Driver and was it the other one?
Barbara.
Smitty, how many times have the Dallas Cowboys been to the Super Bowl?
Well, let's see. They went like 5 times in the 70s, and they went 4 times in the 90s. So I'm going to say...
I was going to say, I feel like if you're counting that many, it's how many Super Bowls have the Cowboys won, I think is what you should read.
Okay, 5.
Yes.
All right, Smitty, you see that little dial on the right side of your board? That little like thing that you can slide up and down? Slide it down a little bit.
Okay.
That's a little bit better. Just a little bit more. You're very loud tonight.
How about that?
Perfect. Knew we'd get there eventually. All
That's
right.
what Gail says every night, too. Maybe not every night, but, you know.
At least they get that.
Travis,
Yes.
which NFL team has the highest salary cap?
This year? Because
I'm not sure if the answer is correct on this one, but
because the salary cap is across the board for every team because they profit share.
I think it means like who has the most open space in the
most
salary cap.
open.
I think that's what this question is supposed to say.
I want to say it's the Jaguars.
Is it the Jets?
It is the Titans.
Oh, I thought it was
Really?
I could have sworn it was the Jets.
They must be saying for next year because the Titans were like so far down the list the last I knew. That's why they've gone through 83 players this year or something like that.
All right, Gail.
Okay.
What are the two NFL conferences that make up the NFL?
Man, that's easy for everyone except maybe Gal.
It's the NFC and the AFC.
And that's easy for everyone, including Gal.
Do you know what they stand for?
It's the American Football Conference and the National Football Conference.
She gets bonus points for that.
I couldn't tell you which teams are in each, but I know that.
Smitty.
Yes.
This might be the hardest question ever. What is the only NFL team to complete a perfect season?
Oh, come on.
Well,
even I know that.
Well, see, that's the kind of a misleading question because two teams completed a perfect season because you have the postseason. But we're going to go with the Miami Dolphins.
That would be the best guess.
They also had less games to play, and they only played against losing teams that year, so.
Okay, Jeremy.
I was going to say, okay.
All right, Travis. Who won the Super Bowl in 2010?
2010. 2010. Wasn't the Pats. No, because that didn't happen.
It would be a good guess, though.
No, because the Pats had a break between 2005, 2006, and 2012. They played in... Was that the... I think that was the Eagles.
It would have been the New Orleans
Saints.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Because the Packers won it in 11.
Yeah.
Gail, what was the New York Jets' original name?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Sounds like Kat knows.
Yeah, she's chatting up there. Honestly, I don't know.
Does any of the other two know? I know. Looking at it.
Were
the Titans?
They were the Titans, really?
Old man down there. Jim Varney.
They were the Titans, and I was alive. I'm just saying they were the Titans.
Good old Jim Varney down there helping us out. I appreciate you. This is Smitty, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who was the head coach of the Chicago Bears in 2021?
Oh my God.
Come on, you should know this. Chris has been yelling about him all year.
Matt Nagy.
Yes.
I knew the worst part is
coach of the Chicago Bears.
Matt Nagy.
What's the score?
Smitty has 3, Gail has 2 because of the bonus question that Smitty made her answer, and I have none.
You haven't gotten one right yet.
No, because every time you get to me, the questions are always like out in left field, and I'm like, oh God.
See, I haven't got one right, and
you
Gail got
gave
the last one wrong about Titans.
Yeah, you gave Smitty the easiest one ever with
literally 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like I'm just.
Well, you should at this rate. You should give me number 3's questions because they've been pretty easy so far.
Well, you're not getting this one.
well, give it to me. Switch the order. Give it to me, and we'll work backwards. How about that?
Well, see, I don't think he's gonna get it, but he might get this one.
Okay.
I doubt it.
All right.
Who was the first player to be drafted in the NFL in 1936?
Smitty was friends with him.
He was his college roommate. I don't know. Jim.
Jim.
Huntleyberg, something like that.
It was combined. You both almost got it. Jay Berwanger.
What was it?
Yeah.
What was it?
Jay Berwanger.
Oh, so it probably was Jim Berwanger.
Yeah. I was like, wow, you're actually not too far off. All right. Travis, I'm going to give you this one because I knew none of you could have gotten it. So
that's one I wonder if Jeremy would have got.
Jeremy probably would have gotten.
No, he goes back and listens to this.
Yeah, so you gotta tell him there's a question that Travis gets that you need to answer before you finish listening.
What month?
Although it looks like we dropped out, so I'm gonna have to re-upload this video.
What month is the NFL draft, Travis?
That would be in. That's when we start our season usually. Oh no, we do a mid-season show. January, March, April, May, June. June, if I remember correctly.
You shot right past.
Is it right after the season?
It's April, May.
It's April? Damn it.
Yeah, it's either April or May. It's like right in that time frame.
For some reason, I thought it was later.
No, it's in the spring.
Apparently, Gail knew.
I knew it was in the spring. I didn't know which month it was, though.
Well, apparently, April or May would have been taken as a correct answer.
Muppet, how many Super Bowls has the Kansas City Chiefs won?
Oh, jeez.
This is such thrilling commentary that's going on right now. Everybody's looking up in the sky.
I think it's...
It is not purple.
Did you say Savannah? Because I don't think Savannah is
I'm gonna go with 5.
You're crazy. It's like 2.
It is just like 2.
It is just like 2, yeah.
Yeah, because they only won with what's in Mahomesy, and then
they won once with him and like Super Bowl 3, I think it was.
No, I thought they won with didn't everybody who claimed to be the GOAT for the quarterbacks go there after he left San Francisco?
Packers back to back, and then Kansas City won the third one, I think.
Okay, so I was going to not like the next one is a really simple.
Yeah, no,
question.
he can't have some. He's had 4 some questions.
Yeah, and then I was gonna skip to the next one. It's a question about the Dolphins.
You gotta make him answer questions about the Patriots.
I can do it.
All right, so
I'm only 1 point ahead of everyone. I mean,
I'm skipping 2 questions here, but I'm still gonna let Smitty guess them because where's the fun of giving the answers away?
All right.
Super Bowl XXX is what number Super Bowl?
That's simple. You should give that to Travis. That's 30.
All right, and then Smitty, another bonus question of no point value. What was the first year that the Miami Dolphins won a Super Bowl?
You mean the season or the year? Because that would have been 72 year, but the season was 72, but the actual year would have been 73, so 72. So I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So this is your real question. Who made a Super Bowl appearance and halftime show during the 2021 Super Bowl?
I don't know. I don't watch it. The Weeknd.
Yeah.
I think we had that question, or somebody talked about the Weeknd, like on one of the shows we just had.
Yeah, Gail talked about it like last year because she was like, "This is gonna be awful."
Terrible.
Yes.
And what's this year's halftime show?
Amazing.
Important.
Is it gonna be AC/DC?
Quiet Riot. Guns N' Roses.
No, it's put on by MTV again this year.
Oh.
It's like supposed to be like Jay-Z. Well, Jay-Z's putting it on technically.
I want to say, I think Eminem's going to be there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a bunch of rappers because it's supposed to be held in LA, but if they don't change, they may not.
Oh, that's right.
But they actually had a decent list of people that were going to be there.
All right. One more
Is
time.
Prince gonna be there?
One more time around. Let's see if Gail can get another question.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we want to do one more or two more? One more. Which team? This is for Travis. Which team holds the record for making the most Super Bowl appearances?
Super Bowl appearances. Appearances. Not the back. He only made 4.
No, it's a fair question. It's not as easy as you would think.
Yeah, I want to say it's the Patriots. Appearances. Yeah.
What?
I want to say it's the Patriots because they went in 83. 5. And then they been to 9 with Brady, so that puts them at 10.
Pretty sure they were 2 without Brady. Then they won the 90s also.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One with Bledsoe too. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
And so
11. Yeah. Is that correct?
So, I want to say that you are correct.
But.
You said I want to say it's the Patriots.
Yes, okay. It's the Patriots.
It is the Patriots.
I finally got one. That's my final answer, Alex.
Gail, what team is represented by Philadelphia?
The Eagles.
Yes.
She's like, duh.
That's a really weirded.
Well, there's another team in Philly. What's the other team?
The Flyers.
Yes.
76ers.
Yeah.
No.
Isn't there one more?
Please.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Phillies.
So
any of those would have been correct.
It's very weird. The wording of that question was weird.
All right, now we got to stump Smitty so that way we can get rid of points.
Well, what most recent year did the New Orleans Saints win the Super Bowl?
Okay, we just asked that one because they only won one. That was 2010. Yeah. So that's.
And then, how many points is a touchdown worth? This one, though, is a very fair question for Smitty, because I think it matches his level of intellect for this sport. Robert Griffin III is best known for doing what in 2012?
Okay, 2012. Let's see. I was
a young 60-year-old.
Well, let's see. 2010, I was with Nate. We were deployed. Came back. He got drafted. Because I remember talking to Bavard about Washington and how good the team was going to be with him. That was not 2012. Was that 2012? Because we came back from Afghanistan and left almost immediately. We came back.
We came back in 11. We left.
Right.
We came back in 11.
So it wasn't a year later that
I left in 12.
So he was already drafted to the Redskins in 11. So 2012. I'm guessing tore his knee.
He held a passer rating, or holding a passer rating of 102.4.
What kind of question is that?
It's your question.
Okay, I didn't know.
What is that, like the highest passer rating or something like that?
Nope.
But
Pretty
I guess
sure Aaron Rodgers has that.
maybe he's the first rookie to hit 102.4.
That might be the case, and that would be impressive as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, do we have a tie?
No, Smitty won.
Oh.
He won by 1. Technically, if we took that point away, because Smitty doesn't know, Gale and him would have tied.
Though. Huh?
Smitty's got 4, Gale's got 3, and I got 1.
If I would have lost a point for getting it wrong, then
yeah. I'm curious on this though. Smitty, Joe Montana holds how many career points?
We know you watched every game, so.
47,021.
3409.
You weren't far off.
No, about 40,000 points.
So close, but so far.
All right, you ready to get to the NFL? This Gail does not have a feel-good story of this week.
No, the only thing
she said a bunch of them, and then I forgot because I played with Smitty.
You butthole. It wasn't feel-good stuff that I sent you.
Oh.
It was stuff for the show.
The show? Or
yes.
The other one.
This one.
See, she did. She really sent me a bunch of stuff, and
I can't win. Smitty, you need to send me your damn email address because I can't freaking win with these two. I send it to Travis, and he doesn't look at it until 5 minutes before the damn show.
Smitty also has access to the email that I had you send it to.
What email was that?
TalkingStuffPodcast@gmail.com.
I just never check it until you tell me to.
Oh my god.
So apparently every Thursday you should check it.
I sent it to him yesterday.
She did. She absolutely did. And
well, let's face it, Muppet being on here is always the feel-good story. That's.
But it wasn't feel-good story stuff. It was like actual football
Crap.
freaking news.
What did you want? Do you want me to open it and try to read one?
Every week, I literally spend my whole week
collecting stories.
I collect stuff for the show.
You are so good at that. I mean,
And
you need to have someone else that does that has nothing else to do with their day.
Oh yeah, you do that. That's why you've been updating the notes, which has been awesome.
I like updating the notes, but
I'm going to try something with this. So Gail sent this first one. Is there anything in reference to Justin Herbert begging for a tie? Did you all see, either of you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. It's nothing on here about it, but yes, I saw that.
What he did was he never wanted to tie so bad in all his life.
Yes.
And that was what the hitters were pushing down to score.
Yeah.
And if their head coach did not call a timeout, even the other team was saying they were going to go ahead and play for the tie, but then their head coach called a timeout.
And the minute they call a timeout, Gail's like, "What the hell are they doing?" I'm like, "Oh my god, what are they doing?" And
I don't
that other
blame the head
coach,
because it didn't look like the Raiders were trying to play for the tie. They were pushing for the field goal.
But they were just running the ball, so I'm like, all they got to do is just let it do its thing, just stop them.
But the thing is, when they called the timeout and they came back on the field, they did not play a defensive play against a run. They played it like it was going to be a pass. Like, he didn't even change his defensive plays. Like, if you're going to stop the clock, you stop the run. And they didn't even try to do that. So
it's like they thought they were going to push for a touchdown, and it was like they knew that if the other team, like, the minute they call that timeout, you could see the look on that coach's face. They were like, the Raiders coach is like, yeah, we're just going to win this game then.
Well,
if they
here's the question. They're arch enemies. They're not arch enemies, but they're rivals.
Yes, they're rivals.
And I'm thinking, okay, I'm a Dolphins fan, and I'm playing the Jets. I'm playing Buffalo. I'm playing the Patriots, and we tie. And I have a choice to either just play for a tie or I can try to win the game. And I go and they stay home. They're staying home. I'm going to do what I can to beat the Patriots, to beat the Bills, to beat the Jets because of what it is, the rivalry. That's just what you would do. So I think the Raiders were going to try to do was play and see if they could get the field goal, but they weren't going to play to do anything crazy, and the Chargers just couldn't stop them.
Oh, Cat's mad.
So,
well,
I only kind of paid attention, but I was going to follow up with, did you either of you want them to tie?
I did.
Did you just want one team to win outright?
No, I wanted them to tie because I wanted the Steelers out. All they had to do was tie,
Same.
and the Steelers would be out.
Yes.
And really, Chargers, Raiders, you couldn't just tie.
Yeah.
But that would have been awesome because they were playing it and they're both trying to win, got into overtime, and if you'd missed the field goal, it would most likely have been a tie. And for it to end on a tie because they both were trying to win, which is they both were trying to win.
Oh, yeah. They tried to win the whole entire time, and it ended up in overtime, and it was one of those, the first, they marched down, kicked the field goal. The other one marched down and kicked the field goal with too much time left on the clock, and I'm like, oh, my God. Now the head coach has to say, okay, guys, we're just going to run the ball, and if they stop us, cool, we'll play for a tie. But if they don't, we're going to play to win kind of thing. And then the minute they call that timeout, that was the end of it. If that coach had never called that timeout, I have a feeling that we would be looking at two different teams and a totally different playoff setup.
Yep. But I would have been happy because, the Pittsburgh Steelers fans were crapping themselves.
Oh, yeah.
When they scored that touchdown at the end of regulation. Like, oh, my God, this can't be happening. Then the field goal,
Five fourth downs. 5 fourth down conversions for more than 20 yards.
See,
and that touchdown?
I have an issue with this because just like the Peyton Manning last Super Bowl and retired thing, they better not be letting this happen again. If the Steelers win, it's a suspect.
Yeah.
I'm instantly suspected that it's collusion. They are just here you go.
Yeah.
You get a trophy. You get a trophy.
Oh, you're retiring? Okay, you can have a trophy.
Yeah. And I've said that a lot about, the conspiracies in football, but still, they still have to make plays. I mean, if it ends up...
Yeah, but refs can...
penalties left and right, that's one thing, but
it's random holding calls on third down, and now you're third down and 30, and
when Tampa Bay beat the Jets in that comeback from behind win with they didn't get the field goal, they just tried to hold them back. Dumb defensive play, but Brady still had to make that throw into the end zone.
Right.
You can't fake that. They could have thrown a flag if he didn't catch it. They could have done that, but so. I don't know. I just I now hope Pittsburgh beats the hell out of everybody just because of what happened.
No,
I hope they don't.
I
hope they get blown out this week.
I see a story here says Raiders signed recently released starting Steelers defensive end. Now, do you think that really holds much value?
No.
It's
the guy was released, signed for a game because somebody got hurt, and then they released him right after the game, basically. Even though he balled out.
So he wasn't even there more than just to smell the nasty locker room after a game.
Right, basically. All right, so let's talk about who got fired this past week.
Yeah.
Let's do that. So on Monday, because, it's the end of the season, that's when everybody releases their head coaches and everybody else. So Texas released David Cutley. Anybody surprised by that? I think they're their general manager.
That's what the questions are at the end of this. If you just continue to read.
Joe
Smitty literally lays it all out there for us.
Oh yeah, he did. Oh, I didn't even read the bottom part. Giants Joe Judge. Dolphins released Brian Flores. Bears released Maya Nagy. Zimmer. Vikings got rid of Mike Zimmer, and the Broncos got rid of Vic Fangio. Anybody surprised by any of these?
That's not his name.
Van Gogh?
That's not it.
Vangino. Ah.
That's not it.
It's better than Van Gogh, though.
Okay, then I don't know what the hell's the name. Fango? Fagnito?
Change the I to an E.
Phalangio?
There's no L.
There's no L.
L.
Fan.
Gio.
Fangio?
Vic Fangio, yes.
Oh, that's an awful name.
Sound it out.
I'm in
It
Massachusetts.
sounds
We
pretty
add
Italian
letters.
there, Mr. Watson.
I feel like I'm talking to Connor when he's reading a book.
This is a reason why I don't do
Sound it
English.
out.
Now, I know what these questions say, but I'm going to personally say that the Brian Flores
Yeah.
was the most surprising. Because
That one
correct me if I'm
did
wrong,
surprise
Smitty.
me.
Doesn't he have a winning record there?
No.
Or it's like within like 2 games or something like that?
It's one game from a winning record, but he has back-to-back winning seasons.
And then
with this team that has no talent.
Yeah.
Right. And then
And he's
think
also beaten the
that-
Patriots 4 times in a row now.
Well, 3 out of 4. He beat the Patriots 3 out of 4 times.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good. That's the reason to keep somebody. The other 2 that surprised me was Vikings with Mike Zimmer and Vic Fangio of the Broncos. I think the Vikings, they're good. Like, they're trending in a good... You're in the NFC North. Like, you're not going to get away with winning the division. Like, you're always fighting for a...
Divisional spot.
A wild card position. And I know that's very, like, pompous of me or arrogant being a Packers fan and saying that, but it's truth. Like, you're not going to get it until the Packers suck. And until that happens, you're looking at quite a few more years. So they might as well just...
I'm not so
be
sure.
happy with what they got.
He may just up and leave this next year. He may get
He's not
offered
gonna
more
leave.
money somewhere else.
Where Zimmer has been there, 8 years now?
Yeah.
Yep. And he is tied out with wins and losses against Aaron Rodgers. So that means they split the difference.
Yeah.
They've won exactly half the same number of games, like won the same and lost the exact same. So they split the difference every year. And they're better than the Lions. They're better than the Bears. So
that's not saying
be
very
happy
much.
that you get number 2.
Yeah. Well, it's they're doing a whole change, which is the next thing coming up. It's not just the coach they got rid of, but Flores did surprise me. I'm extremely upset with that. They fired the wrong person in the organization, I think.
Shouldn't they have fired the GM?
Yeah.
Yes, they should have. Matter of fact, if you're firing a coach, you fire the GM along with them. I think you should. You just fire them both.
Yeah.
Because
technically the GM picked the head coach, right? So.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I think he's a great coach. And I said, of the released coaches, who, if any, do you think will have a head coaching job next year? I think Flores will have a coaching job in the next month. I don't know if he's going to go to Texas or the Bears, because they're talking about taking him to the Bears or whatever. He'd be a good fit over there.
Where LT might be a pretty solid fit? He doesn't have to leave the state, go over to Jacksonville. I mean, you're giving Brian Flores the first overall quarterback picked from last season. You have the first overall pick this season. You've already worked with a rookie, and technically he's not a rookie anymore.
Right.
And you don't have to really move far from Miami to Jacksonville.
And he doesn't. And he knows how to build a defense. So.
Yeah. And considering Jacksonville needs a defense.
Yep.
I mean, until they move to London, but that's another 5 years.
Well, if his COVID thing doesn't stop, I don't think that move's ever gonna happen.
Well, something I was thinking about is Mike Zimmer, right? They let him go, and this is the last year on what's his nuts, the quarterback there, Kirk Cousins' contract.
Yeah.
So I find it a little suspicious that they would let the head coach go. That's done fairly well, given the conference that he's in. But they're getting rid of the quarterback. Do you think that they're going to try to find a head coach that wants Cousins as their starting quarterback? Or are they going to try to find somebody that wants to coach a rookie quarterback?
I have a feeling they're going to suck for a QB. That's why you get rid of the head coach. Suck for a QB and then get rid of that coach too.
I just think it's probably a very valid question that they're probably going to ask is their opinion on Cousins.
True.
That's a good point. It's just, It's really tough, I guess, when you get a brand new head coach in there. It's like, how much time do you give them? And if it's not their team or their quarterback that coach wanted, what does that coach do? Because you're in the spot, it's like, well, this isn't my kind of football. I don't build a team around this player the way he plays. I don't do his skill set. The way I coach is because I need a different quarterback to be in my system. And maybe Kirk Cousins isn't that quarterback. And that's the big thing for a new coach going into a regime when the GM has been there for 5 years or 10 years, whatever it might be.
Yeah. All right. So
where are we going? Where to next?
We're gonna get rid of the GMs. So the Giants also got rid of their GM, David Gettleman. Said he was retiring. The Chicago Bears got rid of Ryan Pace, and the Minnesota Vikings also got rid of their GM, Rick Splyman.
Oh, you were so close.
You had it right first time.
Spielman.
Yep.
Spielman,
Gail's good at this.
Because I can read.
Read? What is this read?
At least your children are going to be half smart, Travis.
I do the math.
They get their English from me and their math from him.
I'll do the math. I can do the math. Yeah. Math is
I can't
easy.
do math to save my life. If I had to do a fraction to get out of like an escape room that was going to kill me, I would die.
At least you have English and Travis has math. I have neither, so.
Yeah.
I can also do like some basic science and then like anatomy, stuff like that. I got anatomy,
the knee bone's connected to the leg bone.
I also have
technically the knee bone isn't connected to anything but ligaments and tendons, but
Correct, sir.
So now that you know that the Vikings also got rid of their GM, does it make more sense that they got rid of their head coach?
Yeah, because those three teams look like they just kind of decided to start fresh, start new. And that means how safe are the quarterbacks in any of these places? Like Chicago.
New York.
I would say that
I think the Giants quarterback is safe.
I would say most likely the only quarterback that might be safe because it's his last year on a contract would be the Vikings head quarterback, Kirk Cousins.
Well, the quarterback that's going to be safe is Fields.
Yes.
In Chicago. Because the ownership wants him. Ownership is no matter who the head coach or GM is going to be.
But
Fields is the quarterback.
But did the ownership want him? That's something the GM decided that was best for the team, and he's the one who made the pick. Now that he's gone, they see Fields as not being who they want.
It's possible.
See, I think it's the ownership taking a blind eye to what's going on, or like shifting it off. I think that the ownership wanted that quarterback. And you'll definitely know for sure when that quarterback is starting next season and how the head coach decides to, play him. Is it going to be a conservative book? Is it going to be a large playbook? Is he going to let Fields call an audible at the line? Is he going to let him take charge of the game and actually play it? Or is he going to be micromanaged?
Yeah. Well, anything's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that's true. Can't argue that one. That's some really good sports talking right there, Travis.
I know.
I would say something is possible too.
But I think that basically after the beginning of the season, the Bears may, even though you're getting a new head coach, you may have a head coach that does not like Fields as a QB at all.
Right.
And there being a lot of head coach is being micromanaged that doesn't want to be micromanaged by the ownership, and basically a coach willing to throw every game if they won't get out of his won't let him do his job.
Well, that would be a shitty head coach.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And which one?
It wouldn't be the first time we've seen head coaches do something like that, though, because management is so ridiculous.
Yeah, but the head coach is the one going to lose their job no matter how bad that goes because manager's going to fire them. So you always try to win. And you want your team to win. You want your players to win because they're fighting for their job. So they're going to try to win. But which one of these teams do you think, if any, are going to be relevant next year? Do you think any of them are going to be able to make a run for the playoffs? Anything at all? Or do you think they're pretty much going to be 5-11 teams, 5-12 teams?
Giants.
You think they're going to be able to push?
Maybe?
I don't know. That division, it changes so often. Like,
yeah, who's in top? It changes year to year, basically.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't when Dak got on there with the Cowboys. They were kicking ass. He got hurt. They went to crap. He got back. They're great again. They got a great defense. I don't see the Cowboys dropping off.
But the Cowboys are also going to have a lot of players coming on a contract this year, and they're not going to be able to pay them all.
The other thing is you got to look at, we're talking about the Giants, the Bears, and the Vikings.
Right.
2 of those teams are in the same conference, and they're in the NFC North.
And one is the most confusing.
These 2 teams are going to be 3 and 4, and the Lions are going to make a wild card appearance at number 2 next season.
I can't wait till Green Bay falls on their face next year, just because you're the way you're talking right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Aaron Rodgers is going to go down game 1.
I believe you.
I mean, it's a very solid prediction to make at this point in the season.
That Aaron Rodgers going down game 1 of next season with a broken hip.
Well, let's not do that. Let's not,
And then Brett Favre becomes the next quarterback. Comes out of retirement.
For the 30th time.
I would watch that game.
I would absolutely.
I would want to go to that game.
I mean, his record continues if he starts.
Yes.
No, what needs to happen is the Packers make it the Super Bowl next year. Somehow Miami does. Miami's quarterback gets hurt in the AFC Championship game. And then Aaron Rodgers gets hurt in the NFC Championship game. You start Brett Favre, we start Dan Marino.
I like my chances more.
I do too.
That's like the Giants asking for Dan Meredith to come back. Or no, Joe Namath.
But just because my man is like 10 years older than your man doesn't mean anything.
Look, Troy Aikman should come back.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it. We'll re-bring the 90s back in the modern era.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
That'd be interesting.
Young from the 49ers. That'd be interesting.
You wouldn't take Montana?
He was playing for Kansas City by then.
Whatever.
Yeah, so.
Now, I haven't really looked much, but from what I can see, did anybody see, speaking of Hall of Fame jacket wearers offering to come back, Terrell Owens? Did either of you?
I heard about that.
He's not in this at all, so I did not see it at all. How old is he? Is he like your age now?
He's 4.
Yeah, he's older than us.
He said that with Antonio Brown going out on his terms, that he's ready. He's like, I will come back and I will step in and be the wide receiver that Antonio Brown was, that
supposed
role.
To be. He is. I get it. He's older. I don't think he has the speed, because he had speed and he could cut. He cannot do that like he did. He would.
I wonder if he could.
I will take a 5th wide receiver on my team and put him as a 2nd receiver on my team before I put Terrell Owens, the cancer that he is, because he was the king cancer back when he played. He was the Antonio Brown of his era.
You know what? He is no different now than he was then. He does like podcasts and stuff. He is no different now.
See, I want to see him, and I want to see Chad Ochocinco Johnson back.
Yeah, that's a good one. He was good. He was also.
Yeah. I watched some of his highlight reels on YouTube. Oh my word!
The problem
I didn't know he was that good.
Who? Chad Ochocinco?
He was.
Yeah, he was good, but he was a one-trick pony. He was like just flat on the field, and the problem is that he couldn't learn the Patriot playbook.
Well,
you don't need him to do anything else.
He was also like AB, where if you don't get the ball enough, he complained and cried a lot.
Yeah,
but surprisingly, Johnson and Owens got along very well and played well on the same roster together.
Yeah,
it was like they mixed their circles around enough. So I'm just saying. Granted, I hate Tampa Bay and I don't want them. They need to pick up Ocho and Owens and let those two on the team with Evans and Gronk. Come on.
And just to give him the old man trophy.
Just old man play
They
Super
would
Bowl
still
trophy.
get it.
Well, did you see that Barry Sanders said that he wishes he was playing in today's NFL.
Yeah, because it's so much lighter than what they used to deal with.
Because Barry Sanders would crush everything.
Yeah,
he would destroy people.
You think about it, he was the running back that would he could get around anybody nowadays. Well, defensive backs are faster than they used to be, which gave him the edge. But he would be that much faster too.
Yeah, the rules are a little bit different also when it comes to those kind of things. So yeah, but he said he'd love to play in the NFL right now. If he was in his prime, he would absolutely play right now.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was very interesting. It's like, what does that say?
Do you think that the old school player would have the advantage or disadvantage over playing in the current season, like the current rules?
If they're both in the prime?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to put this two different ways. So, an old school defensive player would have problems playing with today's rules.
Yes.
But an old school offensive player would most likely be more advantageous, I think is the word I'm looking for.
No, that's not the word.
They would be. No, I think it's a word. Is that a word?
It is a word.
Yeah, it's a word, Smitty.
It's the word you're looking for.
They would have a much easier time playing with today's rules, I think.
They would dominate more on the field.
Yeah.
Because the defensive, they can't do anything.
They can't brutalize the players like they used to be able to.
But it's also
old school football was a hell of a lot more
well, let's go this way.
brutal.
All right, Barry Sanders. Do you think he would benefit now, or would he not do well? Like, do you think he would do better now than then, or would he just be the same?
I think he would do better now than then.
I don't know.
It's hard for me to say one way or another because the players now are better, not better equipped, but training is better. I think they're a little faster. I think they are a little more knowledgeable in the sport, and they're just a tougher athlete now than they were in the 80s.
Well, like I said, they're tougher. I would just say they're
smarter.
Not tougher. Yeah, I'll tell you now. The 85 Bears went 15-1, and they were like kicking everyone's butt. They would lose almost every game they played if that team at their prime was playing against the NFL now in their prime. I believe it. So, but because Sanders being the running back and the rest of his team is from now, and he was a prime, and he's playing now in his prime, he would absolutely it'd be to his advantage.
Yeah.
Because the rest of his team is at the same par as everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, all the old, like, Joe Montana in his prime in San Francisco with what they have now.
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah.
Montana, Fouts, Marino, this 50 touchdown passes a year, a season, that'd be happening every season.
Yeah.
With the way the rules are now.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Now, what about, like...
Well, you got to remember, also defensive backs have gotten faster than what Dan Marino was seeing. So, he was getting rushed. Like, if his same team, if they were all in his prime, he still wouldn't have, because they were... The defensive players now are just so much faster than they used to be.
That is true, but back then you're allowed to molest the damn wide receiver until the ball got in the air.
True.
And you could hit the quarterback as hard as you wanted to.
Yeah.
And you could hit a line. You could hit everybody as hard as you want to. Like, think about Ray Nitschke. Nitschke. Imagine him in his prime now with the same team.
Ow.
He would probably hold the record.
More fun to watch.
He would probably hold the record for the most amount of penalty yards.
The reason I'm saying that is because Marino in '84 had 48 touchdown passes in one season.
Right.
48. And the one next to him was 26. And no one got close to him, I think, till Brady broke the record. Maybe it was Peyton Manning?
Peyton.
Or whatever.
Peyton
and then Brady broke it. That was all in the last, 12 years.
No.
And if you...
20. No. Okay. Manning broke it. Was the first one to hit 50, I think, in 2004. And then Brady hit in 2005, I think it was. Okay. And then it was back and forth until Manning went downhill.
And they all just, but you have people, quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, everyone nowadays, they're throwing 40, 45 touchdown passes every year. There's a quarterback doing that. And the majority of the quarterbacks are just throwing 30 touchdown passes and not getting as many yards as Fouts or Marino, and I say them because they threw the ball a lot, were doing in the 80s. So that's what I said. Those quarterbacks would have definitely exploded for this present-day football.
Well, you got to remember, back in the 80s, it was also a lot more about running the ball than it was about passing the ball. The passing offense really didn't come big until the early 90s.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Well, even to add to that, though, they're expanding the seasons out, too.
Yeah.
Now, I'm fairly certain I had this conversation with each of you individually for some weird reason, but I know at least Smitty knows that I've talked about this. But they should make it where what your record is at the end of the 16 week, or whatever, week 17 was the final week?
Yeah, week 17 was the final week.
16 games.
Right. 16 games. So if you break a record in those games, great. If you don't and you break it on the new game, like the added game, you're the first person in the 17-week season or 17-game season to hold this record.
Yeah, that they could do that, but they didn't do that when it went from 14 to 16 games.
Right,
so.
they would literally have to go. They would
could.
literally have to go back and now look at, okay, how many records were set back when this was 16 games? Okay, this is the cutoff date. This was the first person to hold this record now. And then they would have to go back and fix all of the games because it went from, 14 to 16. And then it went from 16 to 18, to 18,
where we have now.
17 weeks. So 16 games. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure before the NFL started the Super Bowl, they were doing 12 games. And then
they had 8-game seasons too.
Right. So they would have to go back and look at all of these records and say, okay, this timeline, this was the last record holder, and then this time
what, that to me seems like a statistician's wet dream.
It does. It does.
I feel like that would be a day I would enjoy.
Yeah. You mean all I got to do is sit there and just look at, all right, in 63 they had 12 games. In 67 they had 14. Like, you already know your hard lines. And you just...
Well, you know what I did since we got off of last week is I had that shouting out. Oh, I was the only one shouting with Jeremy about Miami beating the Patriots. I went back to look at those games that the Patriots lost to Miami over the last 12 years, about how they didn't have to play for anything. Every game except for one, every game they had to play for something. It was usually the number 1 seed in the AFC, but still, they didn't know because it wasn't the last game of the year. It was like the 5th to last game of the year, so they had no idea what was going to happen. They were trying to win those games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I just and I had it pulled up. I had every game pulled up. I had every who they were playing against, what Buffalo was like, Kansas City being 1 game ahead of them at the time. So it was usually Cincinnati or Denver. No, Denver. Denver was a really good team back then, apparently.
Denver and Indianapolis.
Right, and these teams like 1 game ahead of the Patriots as records go, and they're playing Miami. Of course, they want to win that game, and they lose it. Of course, I ignored the whole fact of all the times that the Patriots beat Miami. I didn't look at those numbers.
Those numbers didn't matter.
Not for the argument I had about, Patriots having trouble in Miami. That's all that was.
All right. Anyways. So, Rick
have fun with that one, baby.
Yeah, Bisaglia.
It's Rich. I'll give you Rich.
Rich Bisaglia.
There's no L.
Bisaccia. Bisaccia.
Bisaccia.
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Nate, do you know?
I think Gail might be right with Bisaccia.
Bisaccia.
All right.
Bisaccia.
Well,
Rich Bisaccia.
Bisaccia.
Okay,
Yeah, that sounds right.
I didn't know if it was gonna be the C, like the CH sound, or.
It's pretty Italian to me.
I think the only reason why I know it is because I've heard it on NFL radio a few times.
Yeah, well, he's the interim head coach of the Raiders right now because of their head coach getting fired at the beginning of the season. Well, he is one of the, I think he's the first interim head coach to take over for a team that has made it to the playoffs. If I remember correctly, too. Are you surprised the Raiders actually made the playoffs, or because of what they went through this year, or are you surprised they had a winning season this year because of what they went through?
And do you think that Rich should get the head coaching job at the Raiders?
He should absolutely get that the head coach offer.
Yeah.
At least have the opportunity to apply for it or interview for it. But I mean,
the
fact that your head coach was relieved because he was a racist, allegedly. You lose one of your best wide receivers to a car accident that fatally killed somebody and their pet. Like, that's a lot to overcome. And I'm pretty sure they had other things go on too that are just as bad, but not.
Well,
they're in a different team would be horrific.
As an organization, remember their greatest claim to fame was a Super Bowl win with John Madden, who passed away also.
Yes,
that's right. So, Bisaccia needs to stay, and I am surprised that they are where they are. Now, I think that's fucked up that they didn't tie the Chargers and they let Roethlisberger in and the Steelers. But outside of that, I think he should stay. And I would like to see the Raiders in the Super Bowl. I think.
I want him to be a head coach, but I don't know if I'm about seeing the Raiders in the Super Bowl.
Are you surprised they made the
playoffs? AFC team.
I am surprised that they made the playoffs at all. Because that's what they went through this year was huge. Any other team basically would have folded on, put their tail between the legs and said, "We'll try again next year." And it was basically week 4 that all this crap started going down. So it's like the beginning of the season. They had a chance to basically go for number 1 pick overall, basically. And that's what most teams would have done. But he's like, hell, I got a chance to be the head coach. I've been dreaming of this since I was probably a 12-year-old little boy. I'm going to do what I can with it. And he has making it to the playoffs, being an interim head coach, gives him the best chance to be the head coach for that team next year.
And you think he should be the head coach?
Oh, yes.
I do
what
too.
He's done with that team to make sure that they won and they stayed relevant and that they didn't just fold underneath themselves is incredible.
Yeah,
he should most definitely be the head coach next year because they weren't on track to be a great team at the beginning of the season either because they won 2, lost 2, and then all of a sudden head coach gets fired if I remember correctly.
Might be the best thing ever happened to him.
Yeah,
because I don't know if he's a great coach. I mean, he did some good things before, but
he was a defensive coach, correct? Right,
I think
guys?
Gruden was, yeah.
No, Gruden was an offensive coach, but I want to say the Rich was a defensive coach.
He's a defensive guy, yeah.
Yeah, so they basically found the right guy to be the head coach right away.
And they did it mostly without Waller, too, the tight end that was a stud.
Yes.
Yes. So what do you think, Muppet, or do you even know what we're talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about, actually.
She listens.
Honestly, I may be one of the only ones, but I was not surprised that they made it to the playoffs because after their coach was fired and everything they were going through the season, they had something to prove. The coach had something to prove, the team had something to prove, and they were going to show everyone that they were not going to fold under the pressure and that they're bigger and they're better than that.
That's fair.
So
that's
if they were to make it to the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be shocked.
That's a good take. I like that take.
Yeah. So the Packers are the number 1 seed in the NFC. So everything goes through them. So we expect them to make it to the championship game and lose again. They're really good at that.
And possibly the best team in the NFL. Why can't you just read what I write, dude?
Because I can't say that.
I didn't write any of this. So
and the Titans are the number 1 seed in the AFC, and Henry is returning.
Mm-hmm.
So with all the teams that we are going to see in the playoffs this year, what two teams can topple these two for the number 1 spot?
Right,
not the number 1 spot. Topple them to go to the Super Bowl.
Titans versus the Green Bay.
Yeah, like if in a realistic world, if they're really the best teams in each division, they would make it to the Super Bowl every time. But as we all know, anything can happen on Sunday. Which 2 teams do you think will make it to the Super Bowl, Nate?
Well, it depends on who plays Green Bay, the NFC Championship game.
Well, the Green Bay
Packers actually in it.
The NFC Championship is the Green Bay Packer Invitational, where you go to beat Green Bay to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh my God, that was brilliant.
So, I think the Cardinals have a very strong chance of actually going to the Super Bowl.
I think Cardinals
the Cardinals on the NFC side, really the Cardinals are the only team I'm really worried about.
Well, then you ain't worried about nothing.
What's that?
You're not worried about nothing. Cardinals ain't getting past the Rams. But sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. Well, I'm not worried about Tampa Bay. Like, they got to cut. Like,
even though he has
teams that have to
Rodgers'
go
number.
up north, like to that north. Look, there's so much arthritis on the Buccaneers. I'd be surprised if they can actually walk out in the field.
So, but
like, there's a reason why they all play in South Florida.
Yeah,
but
like,
Nate,
there's a reason for that.
But doesn't Brady have Aaron Rodgers' number pretty well?
I mean, they both wear number 12. Yes.
No, that they he's beaten him more times in cold and warm weather than any other quarterback.
They played each other. He played for the Patriots for 20 years.
Yes, but every time he's ever faced him, he's always beaten him.
What, three times?
Hang on. I'm gonna have to Google this now.
Seriously, because I can't believe they played each other that much. Because I remember how many times Miami played Green Bay, and I know Green Bay and New Orleans never played. I mean, New England never played in the Super Bowl. Did they?
I don't think they didn't play in the Super Bowl. No.
So it'd be and they're both one's an NFC, one an AFC. So how often would they play each other?
They played them every 4 years.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
not very often.
So that's 5 times, maybe.
What is Tom Brady's record with Aaron Rodgers?
Against
Brady versus Rodgers playoff stats.
No, but then again, when obviously when New England was playing Green Bay really wasn't playing for anything, so it didn't matter if they won or lost.
It was out of division game.
Yeah, exactly.
But so you're
the
only one you're
Tom
worried
Brady,
about.
Aaron Rodgers head to head. I guess they played each other last year, didn't they?
They did.
In the playoff game.
They played them 3 times last year. Because it was only 2 times.
Yeah, it can't have been 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times. Yeah, 2 times last year. Yeah, they beat them both times.
Well, there you go. That explains it.
So
does it?
But so the only one you're worried about is the Cardinals. What about the AFC, Nate?
AFC. Let me go back there.
The AFC is a dumpster fire all the way around.
You know what though? I lean. I really kind of want to say the Bengals.
Bengals. I can see.
I don't know. Look, I keep shifting between the Bengals and the Bills. Some reason I don't think the Chiefs are gonna make it past this weekend, and I hate to say that. I just, for whatever reason, and you're gonna ask me when we make our picks who I'm gonna pick, and I'm probably gonna pick the Chiefs. But right now at this moment, I think the Steelers are gonna make it to the next round.
No.
Well, if they do, then we know something's up.
But
the fix is in.
If I had to pick outside of who I would get, Packers and whatever, but I'd probably say Bengals and Cardinals would be my my second pick of Super Bowl teams.
All right. What about you, Smitty?
With the NFC, I don't think there's going to be a team that beats the Packers. But if I was going to pick a team, it would be the Rams. Tampa Bay is a very good team. They got the same team they had last year, but they are very thin at wide receiver. Yeah. And there's always so many miracles in Tom Brady's basket, but he could pull another one out of his ass. He could.
Well, the other thing, too, is when has Brady been successful when he doesn't have a bye week?
That's true. It doesn't happen often. He's done it, I think, twice, but still. He still goes. So he definitely likes that bye. He definitely likes that bye. Maybe it's not him. Maybe it's New England that likes that bye, but someone likes that bye. So if I was gonna pick a team, it'd be the Rams, because I just think the Rams are talented across the board if they can just keep their stuff together. As far as the AFC, I think the Patriots go down against the Bills again. I don't think the Bills are the team everyone thought they were going to be. They are not this power team. They're like a one-trick pony. Matter of fact, if they didn't have Josh Allen, they don't win a game. He's their leading rusher, their leading passer, their leading offensive blocker. He's their leading everything. He's like the leading kicker.
Yeah, he might as well be.
He might as well be. So in the AFC, but anything can happen in the AFC.
Yeah.
And with the Raiders doing what they're doing, and Pittsburgh being in there, and Kansas City, I mean, it's a whatever this is.
Whatever this is.
The crap. It's a crapshoot. I don't know what that was, but it's a crapshoot.
I mean, I think you're shooting craps wrong.
It's a crapshoot, but I'm gonna. I don't know. In the AFC, who am I missing? The Bengals. I like the Bengals a lot. I do. Who else am I missing? Who am I missing? Kansas City. I hate them.
Who has the bye for the AFC? Who is the
Titans?
The Titans. That's right.
So Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, New England, Bills, and who else is there? Bills play New England. Kansas City plays Pittsburgh. Raiders play.
The Raiders play Bengals.
You got Raiders are playing the Bengals. Pats are playing the Bills. And the Steelers are playing the Chiefs.
Yeah. Okay. If the Pittsburgh, if they get past Kansas City, I say you watch out for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But it's a crapshoot. So if I was going to pick one team, I had to pick one team in the AFC. God dang, it'd be a defensive team. So it'd be the Patriots. God dang, did that just happen?
Yeah. You got all the way around back to us.
Oh my God!
So who's going to Sewell and Nate? Ain't Smitty?
Well, Patriots, they got the defense they always have. That's the unsung hero of the Patriots the last 20 years is that defense. No one talks about it because they had Tom Brady. But they might be the best defensive team in the AFC right now. So.
All right.
But
Gail, who are you going to go with?
What are you thinking there, Travis?
Well, first I want to know what Gail's opinion is on this.
Not the Steelers.
No, you all know my opinion on the Steelers.
Good thing Indianapolis lost last week.
Was anybody else surprised when they saw that Big Ben had children?
I'm sure he has children he don't know about.
I didn't know that he was married with wife.
Oh yeah, after
kids.
That all went down, all of a sudden he married his high school sweetheart and had a bunch of kids.
Yeah, I was surprised.
He's a piece of shit.
It was one of those things that they needed something else to talk about.
He could be innocent.
That many people.
Hey, so was OJ. He was innocent too.
Yeah, the glove didn't fit.
If the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Oh my God, you remember that?
Oh, I remember that.
And didn't Ray Rice kill somebody?
No, he just punched somebody. He punched.
No, who was the other guy? Oh, Ray Lewis. He killed
Ray Lewis killed somebody.
No, he was just there when it happened, and he was holding the gun. Yeah. That's all.
Ray Rice punched his wife, if I remember correctly.
Plexical Burris didn't shoot himself in the leg.
Hey.
All right, Gail, you got an answer or no?
Well, I want to see the Raiders get to the Super Bowl for sure.
What about on the NFC side?
Here's the problem.
Yeah. We got the Eagles. We go at Tampa Bay. We have the San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys, and the Arizona Cardinals, the Los Angeles Rams, and the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, Packers.
You want to see the Packers just went out?
What I don't want to see is Philadelphia play Pittsburgh.
Don't
need that in my life. Don't need that in my life at all.
No.
They're all a complete Pennsylvania Super Bowl.
Yeah, no.
Oh God, no. Burn it.
I mean, if they did, then they should just relocate to like CenturyLink or something. Just bring the Super Bowl to Pennsylvania. You're gonna save so much more money.
Oh yeah, way more money.
Make a bunch of money.
All right. So let's, in my opinion.
What?
You were asking my opinion.
Yes.
On it before.
He
So
thinks that the Patriots are gonna go. The Bucks.
The Rams. I could see making it past the AFC and the NFC.
Oh damn.
Because Nate said that Tampa Bay's offense is just depleted. Or was that Smitty?
That was Smitty.
Smitty.
I just made the comment that there's no way those old fucks are gonna make it in Green Bay.
They all have arthritis.
I'm not worried about them winning in Green Bay in the cold. That's not my problem. It's just that I just think like they got a bunch of people that now have never been in a big game playing because they had to bring people up, second man up basically, next man up deal. And they're making plays.
Don't they still have all of their starters from last season currently still playing?
No.
Oh. They brought back all their offensive starters.
They did, but they're injured. COVID or whatever.
Yeah.
I was gonna say they did, but then now they don't.
Yeah, 90% of them are now injured.
This is why Tom Brady left freaking New England to begin with, because he didn't have the offensive weapons he wanted, and now he still don't have offensive weapons he wanted.
He had them, and then they all got injured. And like 90% of their defense that came back got injured at the beginning of the season and still hasn't come back.
Their wide receiver decided to throw a tantrum.
Yep.
Costing me the fantasy football championship.
Yep. So I'm gonna go with the Rams to go to the NFC Invitational and beat the Green Bay Packers. And I really have two on the AFC side that I'm thinking. It's the Chiefs, if they can pull their heads out of their ass, and the Bengals, because they are hungry this year like nobody's business.
And they're hot right now, too.
Yeah, they got hot right at the right part of the season.
I wouldn't mind seeing the baby.
Be right back.
All right.
Why are you leaving right now? It's the best part of the question.
He must be hearing noises from up top.
Okay.
All right. So, Smitty.
Well, do we want to go into this question without him being here?
Yeah, because we don't care about that QB.
Okay.
So the top three QBs. Oh, there are 3 top tier QBs that have questions for their future.
Yes.
So, yeah, like I said, so there's 3 QBs that are top tier that are questionable for where their future lies. Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, and Russell Wilson. So if Deshaun Watson can get his massages to go away, where do you think he'll end up next year, Smitty?
Well, I just saw a message.
He's going to Miami?
It says, Watson case continues to loom. Deshaun Watson seems open to settling silver suits against him, but it may be a long time before his legal issues are resolved. I don't think a team is going to touch him until his legal issues are resolved. Until that's done, he's going to be stuck in Texas. Now, I don't know if Texas wants to even get rid of him anyhow, but I think they will.
His contract is up.
Do what?
Last year was his last year of his contract.
Right, but I mean, the thing is, you could do the franchise tag and then like hold him ransom, if you will, for another team to give you draft picks.
Yeah,
but Mills, they got this guy in Mills in Texas that is doing very well.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
But if they franchise tag him, that's $32,000 they got to pay him. And that's
$32 million?
Yeah, $32 million. Yeah, and it's guaranteed.
Really?
Yeah, because it's league, it's middle league QB. So you make what the middle of the road QB averages for 1 year. So everybody thinks his franchise tag is just awful. Well, yeah, they hold you hostage because you can't go to another team, but they can't franchise tag you twice.
Right,
and you're also getting paid
if you sit on the bench.
Yeah, you're getting paid because last year, as we were talking about, is that these QBs that get franchise tagged, they're getting $32 million for the year. Well, screw that. I would love that kind of money.
Yeah, I guess I'd let him go too. But the question is, which team would be willing to pick him up? I guess you could pick him up with a something in the contract saying, hey, if you got some legal stuff, then your contract's null and void.
Yeah, until you will not get see a single cent until your legal issues are
right.
It'll just push him to get his stuff just settled.
Right, and there's so many teams out there that are really in need of a quarterback that are Deshaun Watson level. Like, welcome back, Nate.
Hi, sorry. The dogs were barking, and then they had to go out. And
understood.
Oh,
We're discussing the three top-tier quarterbacks that have questions about the future: Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson. What do we think is going to happen with them next year? And we were on Deshaun Watson. We have not discussed the other two.
Yeah, we don't care about Aaron Rodgers. He can just go wherever.
But I don't know. I mean, most teams would like to have Deshaun Watson, but I don't think they want to take him until that stuff's done, until the legal stuff is complete. And I would like to have him in Miami, but I'm not. And if his contract is over, like you said, which I was not aware of,
yes,
then there's no trade in 3 number 1 draft picks and 2 number 2 draft picks. It's just going to a different team.
That's why they were trying to trade him so bad this year, because his contract is up.
Yeah, because he could. He would look good in New Orleans.
He would. New Orleans needs a decent QB too.
I mean,
we all
have one.
Well,
we got Jameis Winston. He'll do fine.
They tried with him.
He'll do just fine.
They tried with him. It didn't work out very well.
He got injured.
Well, what do you think he'll end up then? Deshaun Watson. What do you think is going to happen with him, Nate?
It really just depends on that court case.
Okay, let's just say that the court case is clear. He signs all the stuff. He goes, "Here's $5 million for each of these women that I supposedly touched," and because he didn't rape any of them. Just let's put that out there. He did not rape any of them. He did some probably inappropriate things, but he did not rape them, which I think needs to be said. There's a big, huge difference between doing something inappropriate,
I have an answer.
Grabbing someone's butt, than it is actually raping them. There's a huge difference between the two.
Yes.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. They will need a QB bad.
That would be an outstanding pickup for them.
And they've already had a QB that's...
And they don't mind sexual assault, so...
Yeah. Well, Ben Roethlisberger was accused of actually raping people.
Yes, exactly. So actually, this would be a step up for them.
Washington could use him very well.
What about the Eagles? Overhurt?
Nope.
No, you're really.
They would. I don't think they should do it. They have a quarterback.
Well, I'm just saying, Watson is yet to hit his prime. He's what, 5 years in, 6 years in?
He's 24, 25.
He is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL when he was playing, guaranteed. So almost every team outside of the Packers, probably Arizona.
I actually almost said the Packers.
Well, yeah, because Aaron Rodgers is leaving, so the Packers would be a good place for him.
Honestly, as my as my status of a Packer fandom and owner or whatever, I would pay that contract for him just to sit on the bench.
So you didn't have to worry about somebody beating you with him.
I just don't know what team out there would be okay. Like, what team was like, I don't want him, because there are 32 teams and 25. I'm just guessing. 25 of them would be an upgrade at quarterback if they grabbed him.
Yeah, but I think the Patriots would definitely say no, because
they got Mac Jones and
No, because of what happened down in Florida with Robert Kraft.
They'd be buddies. They'd be buddies.
I have a feeling that all that would come right back up and be up in center stage, and that's the last thing he wants to deal with.
I love Florida.
I was looking at this list. The Broncos would upgrade with him. The Giants and the Washington could probably use him. Cowboys aren't moving off. The Eagles aren't going to move off.
Nope.
The Bengals aren't moving from Burrow.
No.
The Browns, they have Baker Mayfield, though I've heard there's upsettings there.
Yes.
But I don't see why you would move on from him. You're doing better with him. Steelers have to have a quarterback. So I would think that they would be the first ones out there. And like Gail said, they're willing to look past some
inappropriate things.
Ravens are not moving. Packers are not going to move.
What about Atlanta?
I'm going down this list. I'm getting there. Packers are going to, unless they know for a fact
Aaron's gone.
Rodgers is going to leave, there's no point.
That was the other quarterbacks we have on this list.
So
Lions.
let's say that Aaron Rodgers loses again in the playoffs. And will Aaron move on because he's tired of going into these seasons with no line, no like top tier receivers, to a point where he's like, I got to just move on. I got to find a new team that's willing to put these things I need around me to make it to the next level. Finally make it to that game.
If he gets MVP again, he needs to stay right there in Green Bay.
He don't need to go any damn where. He got a great receiver, one of the best. Him and his coach are like, I think, connected. And
finally, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going anywhere. Does anybody really think no matter what happens, they can lose the very first game they play in the playoffs? Do you think Aaron Rodgers really goes anywhere? He seems very happy now where he is.
I do, because he wants to win that game. He won it once. And
yeah, but he's on the best team in the NFL. If he can't win it with the best team in the NFL,
it's never best words that ever came out of John Madden's mouth. It's never always the best team that wins. It's the team that wants it the most.
He's not going to go to the Saints and say, "Okay, I'm going to have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl here."
They do beat Brady. They do beat Brady twice a year.
I mean, he'd have to go to Kansas City. Oh wait. They're probably going to say, no, we have a good quarterback.
No, if anywhere, the best landing spot for him would be freaking San Francisco.
Denver.
You really think Denver? Denver doesn't have that great of a line, though.
Denver has already proven it at least once that they are willing to buy a roster. They are willing to buy for championships.
True.
So,
and they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if Rodgers was to move, I strongly believe that he would follow Manning in going to Denver.
What about going to the Colts?
Do
you think Wentz stays there after this year?
I do. Actually, I think they have a good thing with Wentz. I think that's right where he needs to be. Now,
I think this is like a coin flip. Is he going to be good or not good?
Yeah, he's a massive coin flip.
But the Colts have stuck in it this season, though. And Wentz got hurt. So there were times that he wasn't even playing. If he had played those games, would they have won? I don't know. I don't even know which games they lost. But, I mean, they lost against the Jaguars.
Yeah, in quite phenomenal fashion. Knocked themselves right out of the playoffs with that one.
So, I don't know. If Rodgers was to move, I think Seattle.
Well, that's the thing. And the other thing is Russell Wilson's on this too, which I think is a more interesting conversation than the other two.
Yeah, because he's definitely moving. He's definitely done.
Is he definitely moving?
And
if he's moving, is Pete Carroll going to quit or get fired?
I have a feeling Pete Carroll's going to retire. I have a feeling if they move on from Russell, he's going to retire.
So if he retires
he is the
and
oldest
Russell
coach
Wilson
in the NFL,
gets a contract somewhere else, leaving that spot open for either Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers, without a head coach in place because they decide to hire Flores. Say Flores goes to Seattle, which would be beautiful, but he doesn't have Russell Wilson anymore, and he goes, hey, we can get Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers. I think you put Coach Flores and Aaron Rodgers in Seattle, that team went to Super Bowl.
They run the ball on all four downs.
The big question, though, for two of the three of these guys, if Rodgers left, would he go to a team that's better than where he's at? Especially a team that needs a quarterback. If they need a quarterback, chances are their record isn't that good.
Well, considering...
And the Brady thing happened because Winston didn't do good, and he moved over. That left the hole there with a really good roster. Like, that to me is an exception.
Well, Seattle does have a really good roster. The problem is Russell just had a really bad year. He's couldn't
aging. He's an aging, scrambling quarterback.
Right, and he's not.
What the hell is Aaron Rodgers?
He's a pocket passer that can run.
Yeah, he's more of a pocket passer that just runs once in a great while.
He hasn't ran in a while.
Yeah.
So is Deshaun Watson related to you, Travis?
No.
Okay.
Twice removed.
Like 30 times removed.
So
like so much that my grandmother doesn't even have him on the list of possible family members.
We'll find out when Connor's 23 and me comes back.
It's good stuff. So I think we think that Aaron Rodgers is probably going to stay where he's at. Do we agree with this?
Yeah, I think more than likely, unless he gets an offer he just can't refuse because he's making a boatload of money as is, but he wants to win a Super Bowl, and there's other teams that just need a better quarterback out there that are really waiting for that next level.
Oh, and if they do win the Super Bowl, you do realize that there'll be no living with Nate at all.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's aggravating enough to have you Patriots fans to deal with, but a Packers fan that wins the Super Bowl, it's like Alabama winning the national championship. You just can't live.
You can come up and you can hang out with us, Smitty. It's okay.
Look, this is all I gotta say. Be humble, but let motherfuckers know. All right, and that's how I play it.
I love it. So we all agree that Deshaun Watson is probably not going to be in Texas next year.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's gone.
Now, I guess the big question is, and I want Muppet's opinion on Russell Wilson,
Mr. Moonball himself.
The Moonball himself, is he moving from Seattle?
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll be leaving.
I think he will too.
But the one that you guys aren't talking about that I think is actually going to be moving is Baker Mayfield.
Well, there's rumors.
I had planned on talking about Baker Mayfield, and I couldn't remember why.
So there's something in what I sent you where his wife had actually posted on her Twitter a picture of the gym that she typically goes to.
Mm-hmm.
And on it said something like, I'm going to miss this place. But that was
that gym's closing down. That's all that was.
So it could be that it's closing down. It could be that she's going to a different gym. It could be that the rumors are true that he is going to be leaving.
But isn't he still in the contract?
No,
which is a 5th-year option.
It's a 5th-year option.
Okay.
So he's going to want something more because he's proven himself to be worth more than a 5th-year option.
I mean, he's a good quarterback.
So Russell Wilson to Cleveland, and then Baker Mayfield to
Seattle.
No, I don't think Mayfield will go to Seattle.
To the Jets.
Oh, hell no.
The only reason why I'd watch a Jets game.
Well, we're talking about Atlanta. We're talking about Matty Ice. Is he sticking around? Is he retiring?
He's always up in the air.
He definitely could go either way.
He's really good at being a bridesmaid.
I don't even think he's really been a bridesmaid.
He was against the New Orleans, against the New England in that epic failure of a team.
But wasn't that his first?
But he's made it to the playoffs almost every year that he's been in. It's just that he can't.
The team's been hot trash the last 5 years.
They have not got over that damn Super Bowl loss.
No.
They haven't.
No matter how many head coaches they bring in.
That has destroyed the organizational soul. That put a darkened spot on that soul.
The minute that owner went down to the field, that was the end of that.
Oh. Yeah, so I forgot to mention something. It was also on that list. When you guys were talking about the GMs and the coaches being fired, there is rumor that Belichick is going to be retiring as a coach and moving to the New York Jets and taking the GM position.
Really?
Oh my God, that would be so wonderful to watch the Patriots just go on to just be shitty for 30 years like they were before they got good.
Well, the worst part is that's exactly what the Tuna did.
Well, it said that he, what's his name? The one that denied taking the head coaching position that stayed with the Patriots.
The offensive coordinator.
He was a head coach for Denver for 1 year and went back to the Patriots.
Yeah,
right.
So he would take the head coaching position, and that Belichick waited until they had a quarterback that he could trust the team with.
And then he's going to go to the Jets as be the GM to beat the Patriots. Mm-hmm. See, I don't understand this at all. If he went to...
Well, didn't he start with the Jets? Was
no,
he with the Jets?
Well, no, he was with the Patriots, and then he went to because he was with the Tuna.
He was in Cleveland for a while.
So first he was with the Patriots. Well, he's been a coach for a long time, but he was with the Patriots when the Tuna was the head coach.
Bill
Parcells was the head coach, and then when he went to the Jets, he went to the Jets with him. Because that's when you basically each head coach had their own coaching staff and just brought them from place to place as they went. And like most of them would go, but like every once in a while you get one or two that would stay. So he was with him at the Jets for a little while. Then he became the head coach of the Browns for 3 years, right? And then he went from the head coach of the Browns. He signed with the Jets for all of a half an hour, I think it was.
Yeah, and then he said, "Screw you."
And said basically "F you," and then he became the head coach of the Patriots because Seattle's head coach now. Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll. Yeah, Pete Carroll got fired after being here for 3 years and failing miserably.
Right. So yeah, it was. But I do not see Bill Belichick being the GM for the Jets.
He's currently the GM and the head coach of the Patriots. So
right. So I don't see him.
If anything, I could see him being just the GM of the Patriots.
Right, I can see that too, but I don't see him being the GM of the Jets, the Dolphins, or the Bills.
You know how much money they would have to pay him for that to happen?
Well, he's getting older. Maybe he's tired. Maybe he's like, I'm done with this. So.
I'm tired of winning all the time. I'm just going to go with a team that's not afraid to lose.
Or a team that he could build up.
Maybe the GM of Chicago. They needed one. Or the Giants.
I would say so does the Giants.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was with the Giants for a little while back when he was younger.
Yep.
All right, Nate. Let's get to your favorite part of the night.
Hang on. The Thick and Thin Sportscast does not support or advocate anyone to actually place monetary bets on anything that we talk about on this show. This is for entertainment purposes only, as we are not professionals. Never bet money you cannot afford to lose. If you or anyone you know has or thinks they have a gambling problem, the national hotline is 1-800-522-4700. It is 100% confidential and available 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. For more information, please go to ncpgambling.com.
All right, so this past week, Journey sent us his bets, and he also had sent them this week's. But out of the 3 bets, we had Indy giving up 14 points to the Jags. That was awful. The football team giving up 7 points to the Jets, and the Packers giving up 3 points to the Lions. Well, if you watched any football last week, you know Indy lost and is now out of the playoffs. And the Packers lost to the Lions, of all the teams.
Yeah, but that was like their scrubs.
Yeah.
Because after the first half.
But they couldn't even cover 3 points, which was pretty awful.
Well, Lions won. Did Lions win?
Yeah, exactly. And the Packers were giving up 3 points to the Lions. We should have taken the Lions.
But the important question that will be answered later is, who picked the Lions to beat the Packers? I mean, really, who saw that coming?
You act like that's something amazing when it is not.
But our football team, they gave us some points, and they ended up winning that game and giving us some money back out of our money that we put on them. So this week,
and Nate, I want to thank you for having our fantasy football in on the last week before the last week of the season. We do that every year because that last week of the season, these players that you want to play, they don't play.
Right.
So I thank you for that.
So this week we're taking the Bengals giving up 5 points to the Raiders. Kansas City, they're actually talking about this on the radio station today. The guy that was he's like a professional bettor. He didn't like this line, but I actually I'm not that sad about this line. I think the Bengals can cover that. So the Bengals giving up 5 points to the Raiders. Kansas City giving up 12.5 to the Steelers. He was like, I am good at 12.5, but the minute it goes to 13, I don't believe that anybody should make that bet. So tomorrow, as long as it's 12.5, we'll let it ride. But I believe that the bettor probably might be right. Is that if it goes up to 13, the Steelers might be able to keep it tighter than that. Although Kansas City could implode and it could be a 2-point game.
I think that's a crazy pick.
Kansas City 12.5. Yeah.
Now, if you went like 7.5.
That'd be a weird bet, but okay.
No,
Well, I mean, 8.5, 5.5.
Yeah.
You know, maybe 8.5 would probably be like the most. I would go because I don't see it being more than a touchdown or like a touchdown and field goal difference.
So and the other thing he was talking about was actually this Philly Bucks game, because as of right now there is supposed to be a whole ton of weather down in Florida that on Sunday, and he was saying that as long as there is going to get a ton of weather, that Philly getting 8 points to the Bucks will probably put you over. But if the weather does not show up, the Bucks are going to cover that and then some.
Yeah, but according to Jeremy, according to this bet, he's betting Philly to cover the
8 points. Yes, he expects the Philly to be inside of 8 points. So basically, the Bucks only to win by a touchdown. Because Philly does have a good run game. Everybody believes you can't run on the Bucks, but that's the one thing they've been giving up a lot of yards over the last couple of weeks. For the run game. So
it's gonna be interesting. I'm okay. I'm not okay with any of those bets, but that's what we're gonna do. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kansas City might be a toss-up. I don't know what the other ones look like right now because I didn't look, but we can always talk about that a little more. But those are our picks for Jeremy's bets for the week, and that puts Jeremy at 28-19-1 for the season. So that's actually not too bad.
No, not bad at all.
All right.
I feel like I could do better, so I'm gonna go against Jeremy next year.
Next year we have a Smitty. We have to put everybody else to put more money in.
Sure. You ain't gonna actually make the bets, just like what I pick.
So each week you'll pick three games.
We can see, like, we can vote on which one we want more.
Unless we agree.
Yeah. So going into the power rankings, I'm just gonna go down the list. Starting at 14 is the Steelers, then the Eagles, the Raiders, the Cardinals, New England, which is weird that the Patriots aren't on there. But Cowboys, Rams, Niners, Bengals, Bills, Titans, Chiefs, Buccaneers, Packers.
All right. So, everybody ready to make some picks?
Let's do it.
All right, let's talk about last week real quick. Oop. So last week, Chris and Mo actually had the most correct with 10.
Bromanda didn't.
Yep. Bromanda didn't send me her picks in, which I was kind of sad about.
Nope. They've something happened. I thought they did send them to you.
No, I looked. I looked unless I missed them in the group chat.
Did you get it sent to you by text message?
Nope, wasn't. Text was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, maybe they did forget this week.
Yeah, because I forgot to message her, and so it's possible. But so Chris and Mo had 10. Smitty, you and Gail and Nate all had 9. And bringing up the rear was me and Jeremy with 8.
Yeah, but I have 9 where a lot of you have red.
Yes. You called the Carolina Panthers game. No, the Lions game. Jaguars and the Lions game. Because the Packers shouldn't have lost that game and the Colts shouldn't have lost that game.
I'm pretty sure I got the Colts game.
Yes, you got the Colts game too.
But that's for a different reason.
Well, a broken clock is right twice a day anyway.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I even knew that the Packers were probably going to rest their starters at some point. I still did not think they were going to lose.
I did.
So
it's the Miami New England thing. For whatever reason, the Packers split with the Lions. It happens that way. And apparently it happens that way with the freaking Vikings too. So the only team that Green Bay really owns is Chicago.
Yeah. And you're okay with that?
All right. So there was no crazy other than the Colts losing to the Jacksonville Jaguars, which was a crazy upset. But the Green Bay Packers, you said, sat their starters after the first quarter or first series, Nate. So
they had the players. I think Aaron Rodgers played until the second half.
Yeah. So
they all played to halftime, I believe.
Yep. Yep.
So other than that, there was no crazy upsets. Dallas Cowboys beat the Eagles by 51-26. That was an awesome.
The Dallas who?
Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, I couldn't refer you to the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah, like Cowboys.
He did.
The Cowboys.
I like the Cowboys. I'm going with them from this point on. Let's go Cowboys! Cowboys! Cowboys!
You know, I was so upset. Oh, you changed it when that the Texans almost won.
Oh yes.
Houston almost beat Tennessee. They're only down by 3 points.
They were.
Like,
It was a tight
almost
game.
got that
I know.
one.
I was mad.
That was tight.
And that would have changed all of the seating in the AFC.
It would.
Yep.
Because
I was like, oh, come on. And then, really, the one time I actually picked the Patriots to win.
I knew they were going to lose.
Hey, did you know? So I didn't tell no one this. I didn't tell you all this. I'm watching football last week, right?
Yeah.
And then I had a commercial come on. This is in the middle of the first or second game of the day. I can't remember what it was. The point is, we did not know as a society who was going to make the playoffs. They go, the playoffs next week, right? And they start showing teams. You know, they start showing the teams in the playoffs. And they showed the 49ers. The 49er game wasn't over, neither was the Saints game. It wasn't over either. So we had no idea who was going to be in the playoffs. They didn't show the Saints in that advertisement. They did show the 49ers. It's like they knew the Saints were going to lose or not make the playoffs, and 49ers were. There was no way to know that at this point in time when I saw this commercial. And I was like, wait a minute now. Something's really weird. Just wanted you to know that it's all set up. It's entertainment, just like wrestling.
It's just like wrestling.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all fake.
So let's get into our place standings for the end of the season. So as it stands, Mo with 151 correct. Well, yeah, but of what she picked, she stands.
Just do percentage.
Yeah,
Just
percentages. She's at 65.652%.
Damn, that's really good, actually.
Yeah, and number 2 is Jeremy with 64.844%.
No, screw him.
Then we had Gail at 64.319.
Way to go, Gail.
Woo!
Then I came in at 4 at 63.598. At 5, we have Smitty, 62.891.
Go, Smitty.
Chris came in at 62.791. And then there's Nate at 57.422.
Look, I don't trust your percentages because they're wrong.
No, the percentages are right.
62% to 57%. That is huge.
Look, if you miss a week or you don't pick a game, then you shouldn't get, like, that should still go against you.
No, all the games that you didn't pick.
Look, based off of what we picked, I'm in, like, 5th.
No, if it went for if they didn't pick a team, like they didn't pick a game, Nate, you and I would be 1 and 2.
And Amanda came up the back with 56.904%. No, because when you talk to any, like, if any of the professional, like, pickers, it's percentage of what they pick correct, yes or correct or wrong.
Look, so this is where
they don't pick all the games every week, and they don't pick the same games all week.
Played. Jeremy won 166.
No,
Smitty, you got 161. Who's next? Travis has 152.
And
I
I missed weeks.
What's that?
So I'm still ahead of you, and I missed weeks.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And Gail had a child.
147 correctly picked games. That beats Chris's 106, and somehow he's 108, and somehow he's in 6th place, and I'm in 7th? Like, what the fuck is that?
Hey, everybody has lives except for you and Jeremy, apparently. Because I'm pretty sure even Smitty missed a couple.
No, I'm not missing any.
No, yeah. So it's you, Jeremy, and Smitty that are the only ones that didn't miss any games.
It's a percentage thing, but like you said, if you just went on about actual games and they didn't pick and they get a loss for everyone they did not pick.
Yes.
Yeah, Jeremy being first, I'd be second, you'd be third.
But even the professional pickers don't pick every game, and they only get a percentage of win and losses on the games that are picked.
Right.
So that's the correct way it's done in everywhere else. So that's the way it's going to be done.
But those professional pickers also don't miss weeks.
No, but they also. But hey, what if I didn't like any games that week? I wouldn't bet on any games that week.
You know,
I'd be like,
this is what you. This is how you make sure that everyone in this podcast makes picks every week, because they don't, they get them wrong, and that just damages them.
Well, this year was a little bit of an interesting year.
It was.
All right.
This football season, I gave her.
Yeah. She did have to watch football that Sunday.
No.
Yeah. No.
That happened this season?
No, it was last season, and no.
Oh, this is...
We had football this year.
We had football this year, and then you got sick.
And then I got sick. Yes.
Yes. All right.
Last year, I birthed a human.
Oh, I forgot to state the stations for these. Can anybody look at these stations real quick? What stations the game's on?
Yeah. I already have it up.
All right. Awesome. So.
No, sorry.
A bit. There's 2 games on Saturday. There's 3 games on Sunday, and there's 1 game on Monday.
Yeah, but I don't know what stations they're on.
Okay, I don't either.
All
NBC,
right.
yes. First game Saturday, NBC, Raiders versus Bengals.
All right, hold on. So the first game is at Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Las Vegas Raiders are going to the Cincinnati Bengals. Nate, who are you going to go with? And that is on NBC.
I'm going with the Bengals.
Going with the Bengals. I am also going to go with the Bengals. It's on NBC, the Peacock. Jeremy hasn't given us things. Smitty.
I am going with I love the Bengals so much. I hate the Raiders with everything. Oh God, Bengals.
Jeremy picked the Bengals.
Jeremy's going with the Bengals.
Chris picked the Bengals.
Jeremy's going with the Bengals. Chris is also going with the Bengals. I didn't know they had Texas stuff in. Gail, who are you going to go with?
They did.
I'm going with the Raiders.
Gail's going with the Raiders. Did Mo send her picks in?
Yep, she went with the Bengals.
She went with the Bengals.
I hope you're right, Mo. Mo, God dang.
Did Bro Manda send anything in yet, or are we going to get those first thing in the morning tomorrow?
You better text her tomorrow.
All right. So I should
just
text her
ignore
now.
them. They don't count.
All right. Next, we have the New England Patriots at the 8:15 game Saturday night. The New England Patriots are at the Buffalo Bills.
CBS.
On CBS and Paramount Plus. It's going to be damn cold.
Yeah, the weather is going to suck for this game. It's going to be like...
That's good for the Patriots.
It
though.
is.
That's
It's going to be like negative...
Because he has problems
14.
in the cold. He throws a lot more interceptions in the cold.
So another thing that was on my list, Josh Allen actually has bad circulation
In his feet.
in his hands and his feet.
Oh.
So he has to stand next to a heater when they have cold games like that to try to keep himself warm so that he
Sounds
doesn't
like he's got
lose
an advantage
feeling.
if I ever heard it.
Yeah.
I don't think he does though, because
Hey, Scout.
either way he could lose feeling in his fingers and his toes. If he loses feeling in his toes, he can't stand upright. And if he loses feeling in his fingers, he can't throw the ball.
You know what? For shits and giggles, I'm going to go with the Patriots. I believe Buffalo should win that game, but...
Go with your heart. You're a Patriots fan. If my team was in the playoffs, I would always go with them.
Yeah. Who did Jeremy go with?
Patriots.
He went with the Patriots. Who did Chris go with?
Patriots.
Really? Smitty, who you going to go with?
The Buffalo motherfucking Bills.
Are you sure about that?
100%.
All right, Gail, who you going to go with?
I'm going to go with the Patriots because I think Josh Allen's fingers are going to fall off.
Who did Mo go with?
Patriots.
I just want you
Go
to say
Patriots.
it.
I hope
Nate,
everybody
who you going to
picks
go
Patriots.
with? The Buffalo Bills.
I'm picking the Bills.
All right, next we got... Oop, not that one.
It's going to be on
Philadelphia-
Fox.
The Philadelphia Eagles are at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 1 o'clock on Sunday on Fox. Who did Jeremy go with?
Can I just give you all three of them?
Yes.
It's all the same.
They all picked the Bucks.
All right, Bucks. Chris went with the Bucks. Smitty, who you gonna go with?
I'm going with the upset of the year, which
Eagles?
is the other team. That's not the Bucks. Eagles.
Eagles? Really? All right.
Yeah.
Gail, who you gonna go with?
It has nothing to do with my hate for Tom Brady at all.
You know what? I'm actually gonna go with the Eagles.
No, don't do that. Stop. Go back to the Bucks.
No, because they have shitty defense.
All right, and Mo went Bucks. Nate.
So this whole time I'm like, man, am I gonna pick every single thing the same as Smitty here? Because that's where it's leaning towards. I'm also picking the Eagles.
They're always pissing the Eagles.
I think you're rubbing off on me, LP.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks. All right, so who did Chris go with between San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys at the Dallas Cowboys at 4:30 on Sunday on CBS, Nickelodeon, and Amazon?
Jesus.
He went with the 49ers.
49ers. I heard watching the games on Nickelodeon is actually really cool.
Yeah, they do all the like slime stuff.
They're cute. It makes it really funny, and it's really good for the kids to watch.
Maybe we'll switch to that one for that game.
It explains the game, and it makes it it's really bright, and there's a lot of color. It's cool. I watched one last year.
Smitty, who you gonna go with?
Cowboys. Oh wait, the Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
Cowboys. Cowboys.
Yeah, who you gonna go with?
Go Cowboys.
Cowboys. Nate, who did Mo go with?
She went with the Cowboys.
You went with the Cowboys. Nate, who you gonna go with? You don't like either of these teams, but
I don't, and it's actually, to me, this is a difficult pick. But I'm gonna go with the 49ers.
Yeah, you don't like either of these teams.
No. Well, I'm pretty sure this is number 4.
I'm not particularly fond of either of them, no.
Yeah, I should have put the numbers down, but I forgot to. Is this 4 versus 5, or is this? I think no. The Cowboys are number 2 this year, right?
They're 4.
They are number 4, so I think 4.
Yep.
It's 4 or 5. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
Who did Jeremy go with?
He went with the Niners.
He went with Niners. All right, Smitty.
Yes.
Pittsburgh Steelers at 8:15 on Sunday night at the Kansas City Chiefs.
On NBC.
On NBC and the Peacock.
Do I have to say this out loud?
Yes, you do.
I swear to God, Smitty.
The Steelers.
The Steelers. He almost threw up doing. Gail, who you gonna go with?
I hope the Chiefs kick their ass.
Alrighty.
And I hope someone hurts him.
Nate, who did Mo go with?
All three of them went with the Chiefs.
All three of them went with the Chiefs. Who are you gonna go with?
I am also going to go with the Chiefs because I want the Chiefs to win. Though I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers win.
I'm going to pick the Chiefs. I expect them to win this game and then lose the next game.
Look, if the Steelers win this weekend, I'm probably going to pick them the rest of they're making it to this weekend.
Yeah. If they win this weekend.
Against the Packers.
Yeah.
If
they win this weekend, we know the fix is in. We're just going to bet them.
If they win this weekend, they're winning the Super Bowl. That's it.
Yeah, the game is set. We're picking the Pittsburgh Steelers to win the Super Bowl and making our money.
They should not even be in the playoffs.
The Green Bay Steelers.
Yes, the Green Bay Steelers.
That come out your mouth.
All right, Gail. I'm
the
tired.
Detroit Packers.
The Detroit Packers. On Monday, first time ever, there's a playoff game on a Monday. At 8:15, Arizona Cardinals are going to the Los Angeles Rams. My Tuesday morning is going to suck.
It's on ESPN.
It is on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2.
And the Ocho.
And the Ocho.
Probably it's on ESPN2 with the Manning brothers. That would be interesting.
Oh my God.
Who did Mo go with?
She went with the Cardinals.
The Cardinals. Nate, who are you gonna go with?
I'm going with the Cardinals.
The Cardinals. I'm going to go with the Rams. Who did Jeremy go with?
Jeremy went with the Rams.
The Rams. Chris?
Rams.
Rams. Smitty, are you ramming it up too?
I'm going to ram it in deep.
Ram it in deep.
Something.
All right. So our picks are in. I will have to message Bro Manda first thing in the morning.
How about you message her?
I should message her right now.
Because
I'll do it live.
No one is going to remember.
We're going to do it live.
No.
Screw it. We'll do it live.
Don't message her now, because if her phone vibrates and wakes her up, I am not going to be happy.
Why? Because then you're going to do something you don't want to do?
No, I enjoy the quiet of the evening, and I can watch what I want to watch. I can play whatever I want to play. I get no judgment. I don't feel guilty, because if I am tired tomorrow, it's my own damn fault. So I prefer that everything that walks on two legs stays asleep.
That's fair.
Oh, Nate. All right. I guess I'll let you get away with it for right now.
Thank you.
So I'll text her in 20 minutes. Just enough time for you to go upstairs, relax, and be like, I can play some video games.
Yeah, no, I don't like it.
All right. I guess that's where we end this, right?
Sure.
So bye, everybody.
Later.
See you next week. Same time. Maybe. Same channel. Most likely. Bye, everybody.